Good morning. This is the Valdez Harbor in the town of Valdez. As you can tell, it's overcast. I'm hoping as I head off in that direction there, it breaks up a little bit. But it is sort of a sprinkling rain right now. Had a good ride on the ferry last night. Very uneventful. A 6-hour crossing. Took a while to do it. When you're in the middle of the sound, you'd swear you're in the middle of the ocean. You just see water everywhere. So, comfortable temperature for riding. Not too hot, not too cold. So we're gonna head over to the Solomon Fish Hatchery, see what that looks like. You can almost walk across there with all the fish in there. Look at this. Here we are at the, I think it's called the Cuscalana Bridge. It's horrible weather, but I want to get a video of it crossing it here. It's a very high bridge. I think there's a pedestrian walkway underneath. Maybe on my return, if it's better weather, I'll take it. Cuscalana Bridge, look at this. Wow. Boy, this wood is very slippery. Looks like I'm gonna make it. I'll be darned. Look at that. So this is the road to McCarthy, Kennicott. Again, been raining. Kind of a rough road. I've had several stops for construction, but other than the rain, not a bad ride. I just wish it were not raining. You can see a lot more of the beautiful countryside. Sure, it's very picturesque. This is McCarthy. 60 miles of a dirt road to get here. Some of it pretty good, some of it pretty rotten. Rain pretty much the whole way. On a clear day, it must be beautiful. Up ahead is a pedestrian bridge that motorcycles are allowed to cross to take you right into McCarthy. So we're going to ride that across. McCarthy, Kennicott. If you drive a car, you have to park on this side and walk. The motorcycles and pedestrians can cross the bridge. And now we'll head into McCarthy. Beautiful mountains.
Well, hello from Kennicott, Alaska. Today's ride from Valdez to Kennicott was a little challenging. There were an awful lot of rain, I'm trying to dry everything out right now. Left Valdez, went to the Solomon Gulch Hatchery. That was pretty cool. Self-guided walking tour. Boy, I saw more salmon than I've seen in my whole life combined. Pretty interesting tour. Well worth it, not too far off the beaten path. After that, I took off again and headed north on the Richardson. I think that would just be a beautiful highway in good weather and when you can see all the mountains around it. Because once in a while I get a view of these jagged peaks and it's really impressive. But most of the time I was hunkered down behind a windscreen, behind my fairing, or behind my windscreen, behind my helmet, because it was raining pretty good. There's a beautiful section of that Richardson Highway right where it goes through a canyon, which was really spectacular. Very high cliffs on either side of you, and the road crisscrosses over the river there. That was pretty cool. There's also a pass that's sort of almost a tundra-like. It's very barren. There's not many trees. Way up. It's probably not very high at all in terms of elevation, but not much vegetation. Good road. And as you crest the pass, you see this huge glacier in the mountain up ahead of you. I got a shot of that. It's in one of the photographs. Stopped for construction a couple times. Turned off to the Chitina cutoff. Got gas before Chitina because there's no gas being there and here at Kennicott. Once you get past Chitina, you get into a dirt road. And for the most part, it's not a bad dirt road. It's got some potholes here and there. It's got some washboard. It's 65 miles from Chitina to Kennicott, all dirt, and it just takes time. Initially I was going about 15 to 20 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour. By the end I was going about 40 to 45 and just flying through the curves. I was trying to hunker down and get here. I was cold, it was raining still, I was kind of tired, I wanted to get here. So got here. It's an interesting place at Kennicott Lodge. You share a restroom and showers are down the hall. Your room has a cold water sink in the room. There's no TV. It's a smallish room. There's one outlet in the room, one power outlet. Otherwise, but staff very friendly, very courteous. Got some tremendous views looking west. Just fantastic views of, I'm not sure what you call them, but they look like a bunch of tailings like from the mining operations when they were here, and then there's gorgeous mountains behind it. So very picturesque. Quite a few people here. It's pretty hopping place. There's several adventure tour guides and outfitters across the road from the hotel, one of which I booked a tour tomorrow with to take a walking tour of the Kennicott mine, which is just up the road here, not too far, I think, a couple hundred yards. So I'll be doing that in the morning. I'm not going to get out here till probably about noonish tomorrow. I head back, double back on the road that I just crossed today. I asked the lady at the front desk, tomorrow's forecast is for more rain, so I'm hoping that my clothes dry out, particularly my gloves. That's the only concern I have, is the gloves are pretty well soaked through. I brought a second pair of gloves, but they're not heated, so once they get wet and my hands get wet, it's going to be cold and there's no way out. My heated gloves, you know, they're supposed to be somewhat waterproof, but I mean, after several hours and hours of rain pounding on them, they're eventually going to get wet. So that's what happened. I tried warming them up on the with a hair dryer here in the room, and I blew a circuit. Went down, have a wood burning stove. I put them on the wood burning stove for a few minutes before they burn up, and try to get them warm. But they're soaked all the way through, particularly in the fingers. They're just, you know, you squeeze them, it's like a sponge. Water comes out. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem tomorrow for me, I think. And then tomorrow might be a long day. I got to get out of here, 60 miles dirt road back onto the Richardson, and then head north up to Glen Ellen, and then take the Glen Highway towards Anchorage. I think it's over 200 miles I got to go tomorrow. It's going to be a long haul, particularly when I don't get out of here until probably noon. But we'll see how it goes. We'll knock on wood that we don't have a whole lot of rain, and hope for the best. Got dinner in about 15 minutes here. It's one menu. You sit down, you get whatever they serve, and that starts at 7 p.m. So we'll see you tomorrow.